So I'm doing this while I'm completely exhausted and knackered. And that would be my Facebook going off. I guess this is what you could call a first episode or a first vlog or whatever you would like to call it. As I said in my introduction, although not too much of an introduction, these are going to be rambly. This is no exception, as I think you can already tell. But today's been a very weird day because the week before this had been a very good week. I was enjoying it. I was happy every day. I wouldn't come back home from wherever I was doing and then start feeling low. Because that's what would happen very often to me, is I would start feeling low when I got home and by myself. But today's been a very odd day. I know what it is, most likely, but I'm in this sort of middle state where I'm not happy and I'm not sad or down. But I can feel myself slowly going underneath, no matter what I'm doing. I did have a brief period earlier where I got quite down. I didn't want to do anything. I have work that I need to get done. I have it. It needs to be done within like a week. And of course, me being a student, which I failed to mention, I'm a student. I'm also 21 years old. I've left it till the last minute. But the way I handle my depression, and I will tell you this now, I know it's not a good thing. I know it's not the best way to handle it. I eat a lot. I eat bad food. That's why, like, earlier, I ordered Domino's. My favourite thing to order when I'm not feeling happy, or I'm feeling depressed, or if I'm not feeling any emotion. But then, to be fair, even if I'm happy, I would like to order Domino's, but that's because I'm a fat bastard. But all I wanted to do was distract myself, so I didn't have the time to think about whatever my mind wants to think about. So my automatic reaction, and yes, that is my roommate upstairs, you may be able to hear. But what I wanted to do was to keep my mind distracted. So I of course did the very typical thing of booting up Netflix and just watching something while eating the pizza. But I know eating pizza is probably the worst idea because I'll feel bad afterwards. Because one, it's just making me fatter than I already am because I'm about the size of Shrek. But then two, it's the price. And as a student, I'm going to be worrying about that sort of stuff anyways, and this doesn't help. But yeah, God damn Facebook. Yeah, these aren't exactly that formal. Never gonna be. But then I come to this weird thing, is because who do I tell? Because I personally can't really exactly tell my mum. It's kind of an awkward thing. I shouldn't be. And then I'm in a group chat with two mates. If they're possibly listening to this, which I don't know if they ever will. Yeah, you now know what I may have felt, but still not, because I've not exactly explained it, because to me, I don't understand. When I'm in my right mind, when I'm happy, I can tend to explain the situation, because I have common sense. I have proper sight into what I'm feeling, whereas during the moment, I don't understand what's going on, and that's something that even currently, right now, is confusing to me, because I have one part of me saying what I feel is absolutely crazy, and even saying it now, I know it's mental. But then I have the other half saying these negative thoughts, these depressive thoughts, they're good, they're comforting, that's what I should be thinking. And it's almost like a continuous battle between each side. But I will say this as well. I'm suicidal or suicidal thoughtist. That's not exactly the right words. I have suicidal thoughts. I've been on the verge of tears. Well, not on the verge of tears. On the verge of wanting to do it. I've been crying on the phone to a friend, which I presume will probably be listen to this at some point. Don't worry, I won't mention your name. I won't mention his name. Or if I do mention anyone's name, I'll change the names about. Hence, also why I'm not going to say my name. I would prefer to keep that private, or at least for the time being, anyways. But it's a weird thing, because I had studied psychology only at GCSE level, but I was always interested in stuff like the human brain and why people do things. I still am now. And I remember I'd read something up to do with depression, and I was just sort of like, that's insane that people can be like that, they can think like that. They can do the things that they do while they're depressed, such as killing themselves and stuff like that, because logically, when you don't have it, it makes no sense, because you don't understand what it is. But now that I'm in depression, now that I have depression, or suffering from depression, whatever you want to call it, it's weird because I still don't understand it, but I'm trying to understand it. And that's the problem. Even the greatest minds don't really understand it that well. There's loads of things that claim it's one thing, and then it's loads of things that claim it's another thing. There's no definitive answer for why we get depressed. Mine stems back probably to a few things, and then it became a chemical sort of thing in my brain. Or at least that's what I would say it is. And that's what it would probably be backed up if I looked into it a bit more. But I suppose this will do for the first vlog. It was a bit random, because it was just sort of like I wanted to talk about something, didn't know what. But to be fair, I'm in a neutral state at the moment. I say neutral, slightly lower than neutral. I'm not happy, and I'm not really depressed, thinking suicidal thoughts, but I'm not happy, which annoys me. And even thinking about it now, I have tears welling up, just thinking, why am I not happy? Because I don't understand it. It really makes very little sense, because I don't understand why I think these thoughts. I'm in the right mind right now that these thoughts shouldn't come through my mind, because there's no reason for them to. I haven't had certain things happened suddenly or recently. Granted, things have happened to me in the past, and I'll get into that at another point. But yeah, I find it very difficult to deal with, especially when I feel like I don't have anyone to talk to. And again, if any one of my friends are listening, it's not that whatever you say is you're not being supportive or anything. It's just as simple as that I don't feel like I can talk to you, not because you're being bad about it. It's more about me just not trusting myself to talk about it, to open up about it. Again, hence why I am now talking to a microphone and the waveforms of my voice. It's a complicated thing. And I hope through me talking about it, I can hopefully understand myself a bit more, and the depression a bit more. But I suppose that'll do for the first one.